Athletes' bodies have a way of telling them when it's time to hang up the sneakers or cleats. But if you don't listen to that little voice, you can play forever, or at least give it a real good shot. Inside the gym at St. Bridget's School in the West End, there's never much quiet time, even in the summer. Basketball is a year-round sport for those who want to excel in the game.
So pretty.
Promise Dent is just such a player. He just graduated from Monacan High and will play at Mary Baldwin this fall.
I recently injured my left ankle, so I'm trying to get back in the flow of things, trying to get back in shape for school. But it's been fun playing out here with everybody, the old heads, gaining some knowledge, some wisdom.
Alexander Gale graduated over 20 years ago. He also played in high school and has tried to keep himself and his game in shape ever since.
Basketball was one of my first loves in life. You know, I grew up playing mostly soccer, basketball, and baseball. So it's just something that I just never want to give it up. So
same thing for Kevin Draught, who played at Cave Spring in Roanoke well over a decade ago.
I'm on ball. I think it's the most enjoyable team sport. Keeps you in shape too, getting older, so that's always a plus. But it's fun because it's a different group of guys you're playing with on a team pretty much every time out.
They can all agree on their love of the sport.
Go middle down.
But they play within their own age group, right? Wrong.
Just connecting with everybody, with all the old heads, learning different things, getting knowledge, like I said earlier, and just a good environment for everybody to come out here and play.
No one really thinks about it. I mean, some days it's an older group of guys, some days it's younger, but it's still fun no matter what. Try to even out teams, so it's usually pretty competitive.
I got him. Driving.
This mashup of men is the brainchild of Rick Stockel.
Fudge.
It started as a group of dads who were watching their kids play in the Bulldogs gym and morphed into a community chest of capability and experience.
When we first started, we were lucky to get 4-on-4, 3-on-3, we'd play sideways. But me being me, started reaching out and getting lots of other people. So as that progressed, I started adding other people.
Stockel is an assistant coach at Monacan, which explains the youth in the building.
Guess who started that run? Me.
But he will be 64 later this summer and has no thoughts of slowing down.
But basketball is universal sport. You can be old, you can be young, you can be from any background. You just want to win, and you win as a team. 2 years ago, I ripped the long tendon of my bicep off my right shoulder. I went to the doctor. He said, yeah, you can get it repaired, but you're going to have to sit out 6 months, 9 months. I said, no, I'll just play with it. It's called boxing out, you young guys. You box out, I don't care how big and tall you are.
That is far from the only injury this group claims. Stockel has the crooked finger to prove it.
So I broke it, and it was like this. It was like 100 degrees the wrong way. So I said, guys, put my finger back. Everyone ran.
When I was in undergrad, I was a physical therapy major, so I still kind of remembered some of the tricks of the trade, so I just popped it back in place for him real quick. I've done that a few times before for like my older brother when he would get injured, or like some of my friends when they just want to, pull something back in place. So yeah, I had a little bit of experience. I wouldn't recommend it.
Outside of the rare emergency medical care, there's something of an education with this group every time they hit the floor. And it goes both ways, from the youngest to the oldest.
Pace, because they play with a lot of pace, a lot of IQ, off-ball movement, around like off-ball screen, stuff like that. So you just learn stuff like that. There's little stuff in basketball. It's not all about dribbling, shooting, no, it's all about the little stuff.
I just feel like it's a positive for everybody, right? As young men, old men, we're out playing a sport with other men, not doing stupid stuff, but doing it in a positive way. And I formed a lot of long-term relationships.
In addition to the tendon tear and the broken finger, Stockel has had a torn meniscus for the past 6 months, on which he will be getting an MRI later this month. And if the doctor's advice is to slow down and cut back on the court time, you can probably guess what his reaction will be. If you would like to nominate someone for us to profile, just email us at beyondtheroster@WTVR.com.